in the Group D losers final. It is our blue third player. I'm going to have to look up what KDF means. I'm going to do it in a moment. This is ARMANI.
In the top left-hand corner, obviously going for the barracks and then into gas after CC. It is Bunny. Nothing crazy from him, as a KDF does stand for...
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's funny that one of the players has the updated initials for Quandong Freaks, and the other player had the Afrika Freaks spelling. So like it's only a little embarrassing for me.
It's just a little bit.
Only a little bit. Shout out to Afrika TV for sending us these, by the way. I appreciate that.
Yeah. We love the new brand deal. I actually, honestly, I do like it because it's really fun to say. Like Kwangdong, it's so fun to say. Whenever you're introducing a player or a team, you're like, yeah, it's a fun name. I don't know. It gets me excited personally, but that's probably just me. But yeah, ARMANI versus Bunny. Obviously, this is a matchup that you're going to say, well, one of these players is obviously very much favored, and that has to be Bunny. Bunny's level of play just recently has just been a whole lot higher. ARMANI's not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination, though. ARMANI is very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown up in a handful of Codesses over the past couple of years, so he's definitely hanging in there. I don't think he's been able to really rise up and secure any major wins or advance to any level that I think would say exceed expectation. But yeah, he's definitely hanging in there. He's qualifying for events. He is making a name for himself, making a little bit of cash at the same time, which is very, very important. So I would say specifically, ARMANI's got his work cut out for him with Bunny. Bunny is definitely kind of playing at a different level. We've seen Bunny make it to some of those later stages of the GSL, and rightfully so. I mean, Bunny has played a lot of very top quality StarCraft. So if ARMANI wants to advance to Codas out of this group, he is definitely going to have a uphill battle for sure.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can see some really good play from ARMANI here, but Bunny is just, I mean, he's so good in TVZ. I think that was one of the matchups where he really shined originally, was in TVZ, where we really saw what he was able to do. So we'll see what ARMANI could pull out. Now, ARMANI, as of recently, I haven't seen a ton from him. Of course, has probably just kind of been overshadowed by the other previously known as Afrika Freaks players. You know, you have Trap, you have trying to remember who else is on the team off the top of my head. Oh yeah, you have Dream, I believe. Oh no, Dream is Good Game Gaming. I can't remember it. But you know, was kind of just overshadowed by mostly Trap. Didn't really have a ton of good results, and so really for ARMANI, I think it's been kind of a lull in his performance, as of recently at least. Hasn't been able to make it as far in tournaments as he sometimes has before. And it's definitely, I feel like, a kind of a rebuilding stage for him.
This is a fair assessment, all things considered. I don't have a lot to add to that.
It's all good. The perfect summary of ARMANI as a player. Now, Bunny, he's going to be preparing for a whole lot of 2-base pressure, so I'm definitely going to be interested to see how he ends up using this. It's a whole lot of Marines at a time. Wait, how many racks are there for Bunny? That's 5 barracks off 2-base. Never mind. Yeah, there's going to be pressure here from Bunny. This is actually going to be committing to a whole lot of pressure from Bunny. That's 5 racks on 2-base. He's playing to try and push and kill ARMANI pretty much without taking a third of his own.
Yeah, the lack of the third base on the production tab at any point before the 6-minute mark is a big tell for sure. But yeah, the inexcusable number of barracks up in the main base too. What I think Bunny's done really well in this game is he's eliminated a lot of the scouting potential of his opponents. So ARMANI's not been able to get up and really scout any of this information out. He's cleaned up a lot of overlords on the map, which limits the amount of supply that ARMANI has. So he's going to be spending a lot of money right now trying to get reinforcing overlords. But that's not what you need when you have a whole bunch of Marines just pushing down the map. And tanks are already sieged on creep. This is a great engagement here for Bunny, and ARMANI is just not prepared.
Yeah, this is so much for Bunny. It's slow banelings that are going to be trying to hold this base. Now the tanks aren't sieged too far forward, but more are coming in. And right now, this is looking very, very worrying for our Quandong Freaks player. I mean, hey, it's no Hellbats at least, but these Hellions are going to be so annoying against these banelings. We're waiting for Centrifugal Hooks. It's finally going to finish on up here. ARMANI needs to try and hit this timing, just a few Marines, but look at Bunny. He's spread his units so far back for when this eventual surround comes in. He's already ready for it. All the units trying to pull back. The tank's just soaking up so much damage as the Baneling's getting kited against. The Baneling's getting focused down. And now, I mean, there's so few left. Bunny continuing to focus fire these Banelings, and he's just doing so well with these Marines. There's none left as the final one is shot. The Queens are going to fall, and Bunny, some amazing micro there.
Holy cow, he made just a lot of quick work of these units. Final Banelings do kind of roll on in, but some great splits. The base goes down. GG is called, and Bunny, woo, with a quick game number one here, just pushes right up the center.
Honestly, it would be really funny, though, if just, like, game two, it's like, oh, it's Ragnarok. He's back again.
Oh, no. No, at that point, then it's like, okay, Rushi, open up the wrong replay. Oh, no, see, I was saying, like, from Quandong Freaks. Like, of course,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Like, everyone would know that.
Yeah.
Everyone.
The two players on Quandong Freaks, Trap and ARMANI. That's their whole team. Everyone forgets about Keen. That's who I forgot last. That's who I was trying to remember last game, was Keen. So I know Keen did actually have some pretty good results last year. Managed to get into some GSL Code S's. Unfortunately, was not able to get too far, but still had at least that result. ARMANI very much was pretty silent throughout most of it. And as you said, for this game, probably going to want to see him be a little bit more creative, a little bit more aggressive or something, because that was Bunny just saying, hey, I'm going to do a 5 racks. I'm going to pretty much bet everything on killing you with this pressure. And he did. He was like, I'm going to out-micro you. And that's what happened.
I mean, sometimes you just have to bet on yourself, right? And and if you feel confident in your matchup, and in Bunny's case, I mean, he knew that he had already committed so far into that category that he had to make it work regardless. And sometimes you got extra focusing that you can do to make that work. And Bunny absolutely did. He's got the micro capabilities to be able to prevent himself from losing all of those Marines. And if you lose the tanks, sure, that's fine. That's good positioning on ARMANI's part. But the follow-up, if you can keep those Marines alive and pick off all of the Banelings, then all of a sudden, yeah, the rest of those units just kind of fall apart. There's no way to really overwhelm you at that point.
Yes. We're going to see very early Overlord speed here with that pneumatic carapace. We will see if that really lends itself to anything. The upgrade is more useful when you expect your opponent to be being proactive with their build. Right now, Bunny is kind of doing that. Has 2 racks as his opening, so it's an opener that, of course, will be aggressive. The 2 racks, I mean, the 2-1-1 is what this is, actually. It is a build that, of course, Beyond really used a lot back in the day, and then Maru started to, when Maru was really on his win streak, was using quite a lot. It's a really strong opening that gives you a lot of early game pressure, but of course you do have to be careful of your opponent reading it, and then of course being able to counter it and find a counterattack immediately when you move out, because it doesn't really have a lot of defensive options.
I mean, you gotta hand it to ARMANI. He did make a game 2 correction here in his case. He lost a lot of his momentum in game number 1 because he didn't have the right scouting information. So investing a little bit of his resources to give himself a good chance and a guaranteed chance at scouting things out. You gotta give the man props for that. So he does scout out the fact that Stimpak's on the way. It doesn't necessarily see that it's a 2-1-1. I mean, oh, okay, yeah, I did. Okay, I didn't know if he got far over to the right, but yeah, confirms even now the Marine count. So should be able to try and prepare accordingly. So what is he doing back at home? I mean, he's droning up pretty hard, but he has a pretty decent idea of when those medevacs are going to take off. The lair is actually getting started right now, so he's going to try and do it with some good queen and ling positioning.
Yeah, this should be the last round. Yeah, I was going to say that should have been the last round of drones immediately into lings. You want to get up to around, for it to be comfortable, 18 to 24 is usually the count of lings that you want as the Zerg to deal with this. As we see ARMANI going up to 22, a very, very healthy number. Actually going up to 30, so is getting a bit heavy here with the ling production, but it does just mean that, hey, if Bunny ever gets too aggressive, you can collapse on. If you snipe the medevac, you'll just have enough to deal with it. As immediately the drop into the main is going to be denied. ARMANI he should be able to go back into droning here pretty shortly. He should realize, hey, listen, I have enough to deal with this drop. There's not really enough micro in the world for Bunny to stop 30 lings, and can start to go or get ready to take his 4th base, as well as droning up to onto this layer tech, adding on probably his Hydras to go into lurkers.
This is still a very precarious position here for ARMANI. He's got to be careful that he doesn't undercommit on the defense here. He is getting a 4th base down, so feeling confident enough with what he's done so far. Getting a Spire as well, moving into Meedling Bane play. But Bunny's not done with this just yet. He does finally have a 3rd base, so this is going to be less committed aggression than what we saw in game number 1, but still enough that ARMANI's got to be careful here. He does have Banelings, so Baneling's going to be able to help zone this out, especially on creep, but that first queen is going to go down, and that was a queen with a lot of energy. Good Baneling bust. It does push things back up. One of those medevacs so dangerously low, but the queens are having a difficult time really asserting themselves on the creep right now. Just because of the good control by Bunny. Another scan goes down, and the creep tumor is going to get picked off once again. The second queen is going to get harassed once more. There goes that medevac finally. So a few of these Marines do get picked off. But it's largely a low investment cost for Bunny. He gets a lot of damage done and distracts ARMANI a little bit more while he gets his 3rd base settled.
Absolutely, as Drilling Claws is on the way, additional barracks are being added on here for Bunny. The Spire, though, is almost finished, and that's really going to be what can potentially swing this game for ARMANI. Unfortunately, does not have a high gas count. Had to invest a lot into those Banelings, so is not able to really have enough to produce more than these 5 Mutilas as Bunny continued to micro here with just a few Marines, eventually picks on up, and just continuing to try and find value with these drops.
I'm watching this dropper lord over here with Zerglings, and I mean I think there's a lot of value to that, but I'm surprised that those haven't ever become Banelings. So Baneling drops might be a little bit more effective if you know that your opponent's kind of got a read on your main. So ARMANI trying to be creative. Again, got to give him props for that. But struggling to find there, we finally see some Banelings come down here. So we got a Baneling drop on the way here soon. As Bunny continues to harass here on the right-hand side, really doing a nice job of keeping that creep pushed back for the time being. But I think, oh, okay, this is ARMANI's time to strike. If you can drop me, so can I. Oh, mine's in the main, but can he Bane in the 3rd?
As here we go, Bunny not quite responding, but SCV pool does come through, and I mean, overall, you get, what, 4 or 5 workers for that. Altogether that worthwhile, and you see Bunny right now going to extend himself up to a very, very strong work lead. 19 drones in total having gone down just to the 2 SCVs of Bunny. And the Mutilas are now known, of course, sniping off one of the Widow Mines there. I mean, it just feels like right now Bunny does have all the playing cards in his hand. He was able to apply early pressure. He's able to get these drops going. Took very little damage across the map. This 2-1-1, or this 2-1-1 was just been absolutely successful. And now you're going to have, once again, another push from Bunny. And this timing is actually really bad for ARMANI because he's across the map. That means that Bunny, he can just go for this. He can wait to reinforce, go for the attack, and I think that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, this is a high risk, maybe medium reward situation here. Unless ARMANI can really make these mines do a lot of friendly fire here. Reinforcements for Bunny are going to be able to clean up a little bit of what's happening in his third base, but the absolute chaos is kind of taking place over on the right-hand side of the map. It forces ARMANI back home.
Yeah, I mean, Bunny just, he pre-split his units. He made sure that ARMANI couldn't immediately collapse with an amazing split, and it just feels like right now ARMANI, he has to pull back. Bunny takes minimal damage, and now this Widow Mine, of course, has to be baited. Bunny can just back on up without taking any damage, and now he has 1-1. He's sitting with a very, very healthy worker count, 63 to 73, while you're taking your fourth. You're just absolutely happy with this, and this more mine drops with Cloak is just being so annoying right now.
Yeah, this is very, very good for Bunny. Bunny is pulling entire armies of ARMANI back home for the low cost of like some medevacs and a few mines. And I mean, look at the damage that it's caused. 26 drone kills. We're in triple-digit Zergling kills. 16 mines have gone down, so it's not insignificant exchange, but I mean, Bunny would be happy to take out workers for mines all day long.
Yes, here we go. Bunny once again going to try and stim on in. Widow Mine gets an amazing shot. So many Banelings go down. Another one being refocused. The Baneling focus fire as well from Bunny. And he's just suddenly made this work with like half of his army. Bunny gets so much value.
And ARMANI's trying to get across the map and attack at the same time, but Bunny's in the main trying to cause harassment here. This right-hand flank has just been such a pain in ARMANI's side. No pun intended, as he does manage to connect with a little bit of the army, but he's not getting the kind of trades he needs. It's 170 to 130 on the army supply. So many of these units trying to get so painfully close. More mines connect with the brittle army of ARMANI here. There's additional Banelings. He's just got to make them connect in one fell swoop, but the splits are so wonderful for Bunny. He just is everywhere he needs to be, and also everywhere he doesn't want to be. GG is called, and Bunny, with incredible control, takes a 2-0 sweep over ARMANI to advance to Code S.